let's make a gambling city over on Europe East 2, different server. I'm hoping that the having to rezone all the time bug is on the test server exclusively, and that my city gets rolled back as on the Antarctica server specifically for me anyway. This is the same map that we did our gambling city on last time. We got the trains over here and the highway over here, single highway entrance, and we're gonna do the same thing that we did last time. The difference, of course, this time is that we're gonna do it in real time. Well, instead of a fast forwarded version, right, and talk about it the whole way. So basically, what we want over here near the city entrance. I mean, we want to create two entrances to the city, right? One at the highway, one down here and as the train station, and then one right here as a municipal bus station. So it's like kind of a triangle like that. And then in between the triangle, we're going to put all of our gambling stuff so that there's never a way out of the city that's not, I mean, that goes past our money, our commercial nonsense, right? So anyway, first thing you got to do whenever you make any city, though, is get some money. So let's do that. Whoop. And I think I will stop recording for a second and resume once I've zoned a bunch of stuff for the money. So, hey, and we're back. Just some really super simple zoning. Just made a bunch of straight lines and connected it on both sides so that people wouldn't have to U-turn, and then alternated green and blue in the middle, and then yellow at the top where you can see that's where the wind is going. Power plant here, water tower over here, town hall over here. I was going to make a fire station when I get the 10,000 bucks that I need to make that happen, and I'm going to increase tax rate to 12% once I get a couple more people moved in. Yay, fire station. And we'll get us some police. And then we're just gonna fast forward a little while until we've got about $500,000. Shouldn't take too long. I'll be right back. Hey, after some fast forwarding, I'm just upgrading the density of some of the roads. I'm keeping it at low density. The difference between low density and dirt roads is that it costs twice as much, but it doesn't leak sewage into the ground. And it also, you know, has slightly better traffic handling. So as we get closer to the industrial zones, the density of the side roads becomes more and more important. So I put high density roads along the sides and low density roads along the middle. So traffic is flowing beautifully. My tax rate is up to 12%. And I'm making $16K an hour, which is a lot. It's like $500,000 per day. So just got to fast forward for 2 days and I'll have plenty of money. I should start doing some more services. Leave some space to put extra fire trucks and stuff. I'm going to blow up all of the services later and reposition them, except for it's really difficult to reposition police stations because it releases criminals into the universe. So I'll put the police station there, which is a place where hopefully I won't have to relocate it in the future. Education, I'd like to use a high school, but I'm not really sure I want to have a Department of Education just for the purposes of a high school. Maybe I do. I don't know. The population isn't very high. I can get away with elementary schools for now. So I'll go with grade school. And gotta stack them as high as you can, them kiddos. Stacking kiddos. I need me an incinerator and some garbage trucks. Just, well, basically one of each service building. Nothing too crucial. More fire trucks. And super fast fire truck delivery system. You can see that brought me from 16.5K an hour down to 15K an hour, but that's not really a big deal at all. And now we need more power. Where's my power plant? I think, is this? No, that's not it. There it is. So let's make a service road all the way to Mexico. Oops. Sorry. And throw a bunch of these little dinky guys on it. I wonder if these guys are... I've never really built these. Because they don't fit when you put your windmill in such a way that it's like squeezed in somewhere. Then these are too big to... like they increase the width of the windmill, but... And of course I'm going to blow all this up and make a coal power plant in the near future. But for now, just trying to get some money. Plenty of excess of that, and I should make some more water towers. Boom. And another sewage outflow pipe or two. And then I can up the density in here to medium. Okay, we've got medium density along there. We've got enough services. Basically, one of each service building, like I have now, is enough to handle about 300,000 people as far as population goes, and I only have 16,000, right? So it's totally fine to up to medium density from here. Obviously, the way that I zone this, it's really hard for people to get to the industrial zones going up north, because they're all squeezing along these two roads. So because I'm upping density to medium, I'm going to create a big ol' honkin' avenue for them to drive down to alleviate some of the predicted future traffic. And that should be good enough again to last for quite a while. I might need to... Not worried about that. Not worried about that. There's only 10 criminals, so even though there were 12 crimes committed yesterday, well, yesterday there were no police, so of course there were lots of crimes. So yeah, this should be good. It should all up to medium density and still have no traffic. And then what I'm going to do is disconnect it from the highway, bulldoze all the services, run a really long avenue down here, and then connect it to the highway along that way, so that anyone who wants to go from here to the highway has to go all the way down the central hub thing and then over to the highway. I might actually make a bendy road off of the end of this that goes into the highway, so that people don't use this road to get down there. Let me start that for now. Bendy road, like that. Oops. And then I would go all the way up to the highway. And then disconnect right there. Basically, you want to make your central city hub really difficult to get to from the outside world, because it's self-sufficient. Everyone who lives there works there and shops there, and they do everything there, and that's fine. And we don't want our tourists to ever go into the inner city, because there are gangs and they'll be beat up and they'll lose all their tourist money that they would otherwise have spent at casinos that would benefit us. That's not really the reason. But anyway, keep tourists out of here. That's the idea. The real reason you want to keep tourists out is because if too many tourists go into your central city, then all the commercial zones will switch to be hotels and like tourist-friendly places. And then your primary citizens won't have anywhere to shop. We would rather have a grocery store than a hotel. That's what we would rather have. There's a commercial zone right next to my house, and for a long time it was a Dunkin' Donuts. But the Dunkin' Donuts wasn't profitable enough, so it closed. And then the building was on sale forever, and it like went into decay, and like grass started growing in the windows and random stuff like that, and then some teenagers smashed it up, and then it was like I live in Vermont, and tourism is a big deal in Vermont. Look at those aliens. So the town or the state or something was like, we can't have abandoned buildings, it's against the law. So we're going to create a renewal project where the state or the town or something is going to pay to make this a pretty place. So they kind of hid it from view of the road and grew flowers and planted trees in between the road and the building so that no one could see it. They're like, you know, it's okay to have an abandoned building as long as no one can see it. And then after a long time, there was some construction going on there for months, right? Big new building. Replace this tiny building with a huge new building. And I'm like, oh, well, that's good. They're doing something with that commercial district. And then the big new building is finally finished, and it's a Dunkin' Donuts. The little dinky Dunkin' Donuts that couldn't become profitable in that location was replaced by a much more expensive to maintain larger Dunkin' Donuts that will almost certainly not be profitable, right? I thought that was great. Kind of feel like I need to blow up these roads. Ooh, except for the ones with water towers. Nope. It's not SimCity 4 where a connection to the edge of the map generates a new, other city connection. So, let's check if, population is steadily rising. You tend not to be able to go in huge leaps from one population to another. It tends to rise kind of steadily like this, with one exception, right? If you have a hugely populated area and you bulldoze a ton of population, and now you're left with okay, so for example, in my circle city, when I miszoned, I had 400,000 people, and then I bulldozed half of the buildings and dezoned them, and so now I have 200,000 people. And what happens when you do that is there are a lot of kind of zombie or disconnected shoppers that were sent out before you bulldoze their houses that just kind of have happiness and are roaming the city, being like, I would like to give somebody this happiness. So when you rezone later on, it goes up in population much more quickly because all of these disconnected agents just join the new houses. They're like, oh, finally somewhere to deliver my happiness. And so everything just immediately goes to higher density and stuff. So, but when you're first starting out a city, I think there are things in place to make sure that your population doesn't just go wildly out of control immediately. No shoppers, I'm okay with that one. I said bulldoze. And abandoned building fire, I'm okay with that one. The ones I'm looking out for are things like no money or too much crime or something like that. Got a lot of dead people. Still okay with that. Where's my hospital? My hospital clinic. Clinic is full, turning patients away. It can only handle 10 sick people. That's not good. I've got 100 sick or injured people yesterday. So to have only enough room to treat 10 of them seems a little bit cruel. Which I'm okay with, but, I've got the money. I'm up to 17K. No biggie. How many criminals did I arrest? Oh, jail cells are full. And in the very near future, when the criminals that I already arrested get rehabilitated, then I can shut off that new jail cell because we only have 10 criminals in the city total, so there's no reason to have more cells than that. Let's check. There's some guys here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only got 4 criminals left, so there's 14 criminals in the whole city, and we only have enough jail cells for 10. But once some of them get rehabilitated, having 25 jail cells will be silly. Go, criminals, go! I want to watch this guy commit a crime. Crime it up, bro. Where'd he go? Oh, he's criming it. He's criming it up. Look out, it's being crimed. Oh, the police got him. That poor guy. That poor guy. Such a shame. Off to jail. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. We love you. So again, the expected traffic flow of this segment of the city is that this road and this road and this road should be really clogged up along these 3 blocks right here where the industrial is. And then maybe this one commercial block will also have some traffic, and then everything else will have no traffic at all. That's our expectation as time goes on. Population density is continuing to increase at a steady pace, so I think we're going to leave it for a couple more days until everything is medium density, and then we're going to start gambling it up. So we got $500,000. We're pretty close to being able to begin our trek towards gambletudinousness. So yeah, I'll be right. All right, we're up to $1 million. We're up to 45,000 people, and we didn't gain a lot in the last month. Building density should hopefully explain why. It looks like obviously not enough space there. These guys are already up to medium density. Anything that's light blue is already medium density. So we've only got a couple things like this one that are not upping their density. And it looks like most of the things that haven't upped yet are commercial. So all our residential zones are already upped. Except for these. No, those aren't. Oh, yeah, okay. So all of our residential are already upped. So this is the maximum population we're going to get until we go to high density. And traffic is still smooth as butter, and I think that's where we can leave it. So because we're getting 22K an hour, and there's not really any need for more than that. So the purpose of our little mini city along half of the route is to fund the initial project so that we never have to worry about money again. But also to supply the workers that we're going to need to run our little awesome city. So first things first, let's get rid of all the stuff along this avenue. Clinic, grade school. I think we can leave some of it. Maybe not. Alright, so I don't think we need to educate people for the purposes of running casinos. I mean, seriously, do you need to go to school to work in a casino? Oh, what's going on with this traffic? Workers. He's U-turning. Oh, it's because of this. These guys are upping to medium density, and so people were on the way there, and then suddenly the building decides to up to medium density, and so it's not available anymore for a second. But as soon as population and buildings are all medium density and things have stabilized, I feel like this traffic is going to go away on its own. So we'll keep an eye on it, but I'm not too worried at this point. So what do we got as far as jobs? We've got just about the right number of jobs. So I was considering blowing up this stuff and replacing it along here and knocking out some of the industrial. I think I'm still going to do that. What are the alternatives, man? I want to move this stuff out of the way because right now it's blocking where I want to put my gambling stuff. So, blow up the school. We don't need schools. Blow up the clinic. We don't need clinics. Blow up the dump. We don't need dumps. Blow up the fire station. We don't need fire stations. Blow up the town hall. We don't need town halls. Power, I think we do need. We definitely kind of need power, at least just a little bit. Water and sewage, I think I can replace as well. So first, let's make ourselves a town hall in a better location. Town Hallia. Town Holy. Oh, Holy Hall. The town is... Oh, that's good. I can place it here. Right now we want services so that we can get sewage and water. There we go. Alright, now we can create a sewagey thing, sewage treatment plant right next to the town hall. And let's see how many of these little things we can fit on there. Not very many. I need to make water. That's obviously way too many, and I'll shut some of the power off to some of them pretty soon. Somebody was saying that I could build the water tower wherever the heck I want, like way over here, and then create and bulldoze water thingies until they're next to the sewage center. And that's a cool tip. I don't think I care enough about the layout of this side city to do anything like that this time, though. Just thought I'd mention it in case one of you guys wanted to do it. You guys. Alright. Now I can blow up these. Agliolia. And then we can unzone this entire avenue and rezone it as residential, and then blow up everything along it. Okay. We don't need these sewage outflow pipes anymore. And we can build our power plant right where the sewage outflow pipes used to be. Coal for the win. We like coal. It's space efficient and cost efficient, and the only downside is the pollution, but I don't care at all about pollution. Pollution just makes people sick, and being sick is no fun. It reduces happiness, but happiness is a really easy resource to come by. You can always lower taxes if you need to, but more importantly, I'm actually often struggling with how I can't get rid of happiness fast enough. Like, my cities are too happy, so creating pollution that reduces happiness is actually more of a good thing than a bad thing. Remember, happiness equals money. The higher your happiness, the more you can tax it and the more money you get. But there's a limit. If you go above a 12% tax rate, there's diminishing returns. Each point above 12% has less and less impact. So in order to, your real goal is to get your city kind of stable around a 12% tax rate. And do that, pollution is not a big deal. So let's blow up the wind power plant, and we need to make, we got police, we need a clinic. We don't really need it, but I kind of like to not, I don't know. I just feel like a better person when I build clinics. Even though we don't need them. Okay. The garbage place we got rid of. I think, oh, nope. 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 Interesting. Blow up that road. We'll put some garbage in it. When we create all of our casinos, we're going to be adding available jobs without adding population, so I'm not too worried about the fact that this is going to skew our population versus available jobs numbers for a little while. Casinos will take care of that. I'll be adding more jobs. So blowing up the industrial jobs but replacing them with casino jobs, totally fine. And we need to recreate our fire station. You can see our city is burning down because we didn't have one of those. Oh, stop having info bubbles. I don't care. So you can get rid of info bubbles by accepting 3 quests. There's also apparently an option to shut them off. But I'm too lazy to look for it, so I will just complain about it, even though it's a problem I could easily solve. Alright, I think... So I just noticed one problem I'm going to have, if the distance between this road and the highway is going to be super long once I create this, once I create my little loop-de-loop-de, this thing. Oh, damn it. Stop it. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to do this and then bulldoze the connection to the city, right? But the problem is that's going to make my services super far away from my gambling, right? It's also going to make me not have any power for a second, but I'm okay with that as well. Dirty coal, baby, dirty coal. So the downside of adding... so, like, if you put polluting stuff downwind of your city, then there's no immediate impact on your city. But what it does is it increases the pollution of your overall region, and then that pollution gets distributed amongst all of your cities kind of evenly. So you end up generating pollution even up here, even though the wind is blowing down that way. But it's more of a long-term problem. Oh, I hit V, so it's like video recording while also video recording. That was funny. So there is a downside to having coal power plants, but it's not enough of one for me to give a hoot and don't pollute, you know? Give a hoot, don't pollute. So there we go. Everything is all set. Time to make this half of the city Gambletopia! Gambletopia! Gambletopiary! Topiary. So I feel like exiting the city via car is something we want to discourage. So I'm not going to put any connections to this avenue except from the very bottom of the city. So I'm going to try that. It might not work out. So in order to have a triangle, what we want is train's going to be in the middle over here. Bus, maybe highway on the bottom and bus at the top, or maybe bus at the bottom. And last time I did bus at the bottom, highway at the top. But I was just saying I don't want to have a top highway exit. Maybe I'll put one like here so that it's far enough away. I don't want to connect it at the bottom because then it'd be very close to my actual city and that would be bad. So I think right here would be good. So train, highway, bus. I'll make a northern bus and a southern bus, maybe? That seems reasonable. Alright, so let's start by getting trains. Where are you, Town Hall? I know I made one somewhere in the world. There it is. We're going to say Department of Tourism for sure, because we like tourists. And then we're also going to make Department of Transportation, transporting tourists. Department of Transporting Tourists. Yeah, well, shut up at your face. I have to pause it because when you blow up City Hall, it shuts off all your services. Let's extend this road in this direction, rebuild Town Hall. In the exact same spot, I think. Almost. And now we can put things on both sides. We don't need safety. Who needs safety? Who needs safety? We need transportation, tourists, and services. Alright, good enough. Now we need a train station, mass transit, trains, bloop. I don't know what the difference is. They both have a capacity of 500. This one is called high-speed rail, so it kind of suggests that it might be faster. But I don't know. It doesn't really actually say that it's faster. So, people get off the train and they walk to the nearest tourist thing, right? And they can walk from the bus station to the nearest tourist thing. So maybe I want a bus station right here. I think I want it off of the highway. Like this. And this will be a bus station for leaving the city. This will be a bus station for entering the city. I'm not really sure if that's how it works. And this will be a bus stop for getting on the train. Alright. And now I kind of want well, first we need a straight line. So the max distance that they're probably going to go off the train is like, oh damn it. Are they going to stop doing that? Like that. We don't have to go all the way down to the end, because if there's a bus station right here and right here, then people can go from this bus station up to here or down to here, and from this bus station around here, and you know. So basically only the things that have their road green are within walking distance of a hoob. And we only have one bus stop, you guys. We're not going to make lots of bus stops. That would be crazy. That would be just really crazy. Making more than one bus stop, insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Alright, now that's about 10,000 bucks worth of mass transit that's doing nothing, so that's good. Good thing we had $20,000 an hour to start with, right? Now we're going to gambling house it up. And each of these things should have a gambling house. Should have their own personal gambling house. Their own personal gambling house. Oops, I didn't want him to be on the avenue. I wanted him to be right next to where he was. Right. There. Hey, he can even have 2. I'm okay with 2. Alright, and that's about $1,000. All of those gambling centers are only about $1,000 total. So we're getting some serious traffic of people trying to head from the... Okay, so these are all tourists that came at nice. Good job.